Hi, my name is Mark, and today I'd like to talk about my favorite games of 2025. I didn't publish my top 10 games in December because I wanted to play some of the games that were released in November and December. The end of the year is always the time where a lot of games are being released, so I wanted to play them and to try them. Here is the game of the year 2024, my favorite game of 2024, Arkham Horror. One thing I want to mention that my top 10 games of every year are not necessarily games that were released in given year, but games that I played for the first time or games that I got into a specific year. That's why Arkham Horror was on my 2024 list, even though it was not released in 2024, but it was the year where I really got into Arkham Horror and I had the chance to play it a lot. So the games that you will see today were not necessarily released in 2025, but are the games that are, you can say, new to me. So let me get to the list. First, I want to mention a few games that are not in the top 10 category, but are also worth mentioning. If I had to name one game that was my favorite in 2025, not a new game, just a game that I played most and had most fun with, it will be again Arkham Horror LCG. I played this game quite a lot. I have a series of videos in Polish about Arkham Horror, the card game. I don't remember how many episodes, but quite a lot. I played through different cycles and I talked a lot about this game, explained how to play the game. So from January to September I played really a lot of Arkham Horror. So basically this is my favorite game that I played in 2025, but not a new game to me, so this will be not on my top 10 of 2025 again. Second game I want to mention is a game that doesn't have a solo mode. All the games that you will see today on my list, you can play solo. This is a channel about playing board games solo, but I also sometimes play games without the solo mode. And my favorite not solo board game is Rebirth from Mighty Board. And this is a very simple game from Rainer Knizia, where you just take one, you can say one cardboard tile and you place it on a board and then you score some points. Very easy rules, but it looks great, it looks amazing, it's fun to play. You could play it with your family. I play it with my 10-year-old daughter, with my wife, with friends. It looks beautiful, it's very simple to explain and to play. So you can say a gateway type of game, but even though I'm a more advanced gamer, I had a lot of fun playing Rebirth, so definitely try it. My favorite expansion of 2025 is Final Girl Season 2. The second season of Final Girl was released in Poland in 2025. I already had the first season, and I was wondering if I should include Final Girl on the top 10 list, but I think still Season 2 is kind of an expansion of Final Girl. You could treat it like a standalone game, but the core rules and the core set is the same in the first, second, third and fourth season, in every season of Final Girl. So for me, the second season is more like an expansion. That's why it's not on the top 10 list of games. But I need to mention it, Final Girl, amazing solo game. And the second season is the best expansion for a game that I played in 2025. And a game that was not released yet, because I play a lot of prototypes and games that are on crowdfunding. So my favorite unreleased game is Netherwatch by Mariucci Designs. They are the creators of the Hexplored series, but Netherwatch is more like a horror game. You play as an investigator, like fighting with demons and with some horror monsters, but it's more like a serious theme. And you are in a mansion and you have to track a demon. You have to kind of guess and deduct what demon you are fighting with, because you don't know when you play the game. You have some special gear, and each gear that you have is like a small mini game. and once you know what demons you have to face, you have to summon it and you have to defeat it. Amazing game. It's still on GameFound. The campaign ended, but the late pledge is available, so you can still back this game. I really recommend you Netherwatch. Hexplorer is an amazing series, and Netherwatch was really a great game as well. But it was not released yet. You can expect some more videos about the game when it will be released in the future. But from unreleased games, Netherwatch is my favorite. But let's go to the top 10 games of 2025. So, number 10 is Ascendancy. Maybe it was released in 2024, I don't know. For me, it was new. I played it for the first time in 2025, and Ascendancy is a huge game from crowdfunding, from Kickstarter, I think. And this is like a Euro game, worker placement game, 4X game, but a fantasy game, of course. A game that you can play cooperatively and solo and competitively. But there's also a game where you fight different bosses and different monsters. You have some story, you have some unlockable element component. It looks great. It's a huge, I would say, complex game with a long rule book, and it takes a lot of space on the table. Even if you play solo, all the boards, everything is huge in this game. Maybe that's why it's on the spot number 10 and not higher. But still, it's an amazing game, and I really love games that mix different mechanics and different styles. Dwellings of Elder Vale is one of my favorite all-time games. And Dwellings is kind of, you could say, a Euro game or worker placement game, because you place your, units and you perform some actions. But then you also have combat, you have monsters, you can fight with other people, you explore. So it's got 4X elements. So it's a mix of a lot of mechanics. And Ascendancy is a mix of different elements as well, and it works really great. It looks great. There was a campaign for the expansion called Underworld, and I think you can also, like with Netherwatch, you can still get a reprint of Ascendancy, and you can get the expansion on, I think, GameFound or Kickstarter. You have to check it out, but I think that late pledge, it's still open, and it's basically the only way to get this game, because this game was not released in retail. So I think if you are interested in it, you should check it out. There was a video about this game on my YouTube channel as well, so you can also watch the video. Number 10 is Ascendancy. Game number 9 is Slay the Spire. I have just the cover of the boxes because all those games are quite heavy, so I don't want to lift up heavy boxes. So, number 9, Slay the Spire. Slay the Spire was released in Poland in 2025. It's based on a video game in which, like a roguelike video game, in which you have a map with different rooms, and you go from room to a room. You fight with different monsters. You have a starting deck. You will upgrade your deck. You get new cards. So this is a deck building game. You fight with different monsters in each room. At the end of the, you can say, of the map of the dungeon, you fight with a boss, and then you have a few acts. Each act is more complicated, more difficult, but it's not a story-driven game. It's a game about optimizing your character, upgrading your deck. It's very addictive, very quick to play. Each fight in this game takes like a few minutes. Maybe the boss fight is a little longer. You get some cards that you will unlock from game to game. So this is like the roguelike element of this game, that even if you die, even if you lose, you will get some point, you will unlock something, and those unlocked cards will help you in your next plays of the game. Great game. Main downside of this game is that this is like a exact copy of the video game. So if you have the video game and you don't necessarily need to have a board game, you could still play the video game and you will have the same experience. The difference is that this game can be played up to 4 people, so you can play this cooperatively, where the video game can be played only solo. But Slay the Spire is really great. Deck building, fantastic game. You should definitely check it out. Number 8 on my list is it's Metal Gear Solid, the board game. It's a game released by Simon. I was very happy that I got this game, because Simon has got a lot of problems with finances, and basically you can say that Simon got broke, and I'm not sure if all the games from Simon will be released, but Metal Gear Solid was released. This is the integral edition, so the edition from their pre-order. And it's again a game based on a video game. You play the Solid Snake, you could say, and secret agents that you have to infiltrate the base of your enemy. So it's like a stealth game, a spy game, but really well made, very clever. You could expect when you see Simon on the box something like Zombicide, where you roll dice and a beer and pretzel game. No, Metal Gear Solid is a very clever game. I think one of my favorite stealth type games when you have to hide and be silent and not kill everyone. The Integral Edition has got a comic book in it that introduces you to different scenarios. You can play this game as a campaign. You go from one scenario to another and you will advance your character, but also you can play one-shot missions. So, and the downside is that it scales strangely because it says 1 to 4, but some campaign missions can be only played with one character, other only with 2. There are missions that you can play with more. So it's hard to play the whole campaign with the same amount of people if you want to play with more players, but you can play this one-shot missions with any player count. For solo it works great, so Metal Gear Solid is my number 8. Number 7 is a small game, small if you compare to the other boxes. It's called Unstoppable. It's a game published by Renegade Game Studios, game by John DeClaire. It was released as a solo hero series. This is a series from Renegade Games, and this is not a solo-only game, even though the box says solo series. You can play with 2 people cooperatively, but this is again a deck building game set in the future. It reminds me of games like Eon's End. You have a boss that you have to defeat, you have your starting deck, and you will upgrade your cards during the game. But it's a very clever designed deck building because you have those sleeves and you insert cards in those sleeves. If you played any John DeClaire game, you know what I mean. He always uses some sleeve with some transparent elements. Here the cards are not transparent, but they are cut in different shapes. So if you insert one card behind another card, you will see something from behind in the front. That's how you upgrade your cards. So you can add cards to your cards to upgrade them. But anytime you upgrade your card and you buy a new card from the market, on the other side of the card there is the enemy. So all the cards in your deck add enemies at the same time that you have to fight. And each time you defeat an enemy, you gain this card into your hand as your player card. So this is a very clever mechanic. Works great, looks great. The game is really amazing. I hope that they will release an expansion to this game with more bosses, because the downside of this game is that you have only 3 bosses in this box. I hope they will release some expansions maybe in the future with more bosses, but still with all those cards and the deck building mechanic here, it's really fun to play. Cool game. And for me, it's more interesting than Slay the Spire, which was surprising because Slay the Spire is the famous, game that got a lot of attention and really great notes and rates on Board Game Geek. But for me, Unstoppable is a more interesting deck building game, especially if you want to play solo. So this is number 7. Number 6 is Agemonia. Huge game, campaign-driven storytelling, fantasy adventure game where you play as heroes that need to save, the world from evil, like a cliche fantasy story. But the game itself is really amazing. I like the mechanics of the game. The game reminds me of games like Baldur's Gate or Icewind Dale that I played when I was young on my PC. Even though this is not an open world game, you have different scenarios, do different missions. You play inside a book, so it's made like Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion. You don't have any tiles or maps. You open a map book and you play in it. But between every mission, you go back to the city, and in the city you have like a game in the game. It's a big story-driven city with different options, different places to visit. Each character has got a separate a story in a booklet that you discover during the game. Great adventure game. I think the best adventure game of 2025 for me, and I think one of the best adventure games that I have ever played. It looks great. The story is really cool. They even released a book with some additional stories for Agemonia. It's called Origins. It tells what happened before the board game. Great game, great adventure game. I don't play as many campaign games as I played in the past, because I have to say with all those games that are released, all those games that I buy, all the review games, I don't have that much time. But I found time to play Agemonia. I will find time to play it more, to finish it, because I haven't finished this game yet. But it's an amazing adventure game, and if you like story-driven fantasy games, you should definitely play Agemonia. It's really, really great. So Agemonia is number 6. My number 5 is Korona Starego Króla in Polish, and it means Old King's Crown. And this is a very interesting game, because I have never thought that this game will be on my top 10 list. I wasn't even sure if I will play this game, because the multiplayer version of this game is a very backstabbing, mean game where you fight for the throne. You play as a faction trying to claim the power in the kingdom. The king is gone, and you want to claim the throne for yourself. You will, try to outsmart your opponent. You will backstab them. So it's a very, you would say, multiplayer interactive game where you have to outsmart your opponent. You try to, trick them. So it's something that you would think will not work solo, but it works solo really great. And the creator of the solo mode is Richard Wilkins, that you can know as Ricky Royale. He's got this Box of Delights YouTube channel, and this is the guy who did the solo mode for Pax Pamir, John Company. He also did released his game Deckers, Renegades in the past, and Deckers recently. This is a new edition. And he designed a really amazing solo mode. It works great. You play it against an automa, but you have a lot of options to customize the automa. You have this whole forge mechanic where you add different cards. Some of the cards will help you, some make the game difficult. So you can customize the solo mode as you like. And the automa emulates a player really well. There are a lot of rules to learn. The game itself is not as easy. The rulebook is quite long. If you add the solo mode, you have even more rules. Even though the automa works really smooth, the rulebook is great, the game looks amazing. So one of the biggest surprises of 2025 for me. So you should definitely, if you like those type of games, you should get it. If you like solo games, you should also play it. And if you ever dreamed of a mean backstabbing strategy game that can be played solo, Old King's Crown is this type of game. And this game will have a re-release on crowdfunding this year. There will be an expansion. So this will be a good chance to get the base game with the stretch goal box and with maybe the new expansion as well. Really cool game, and it's one of those games that when you play, after you play it, you could say that this is really something quite unique, and the mix of those mechanics is very, very unique. Because for me, a lot of games that I play are fun to play, are cool to play, but I feel that are like a mix of other games that I played in the past. It's not easy to design something really fresh and new. Nowadays there are so many games released, but everything is in a way a copy of other game and a copy of other game, a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy. After you play Old King's Crown, you could say that this is really something quite new and quite unique, and this is great. So number 5 is Old King's Crown. Number 4 is Wondrous Creature by Bad Comet Games. A game about, you could say, Pokemons. Not really, but a little. You are chief of an expedition and you discover an unknown land, and you go to this land and you will try to catch as many different creatures as you can. So this is like a worker placement game, a tableau building game. You will gain new creatures, you will try to build your tableau. All those creatures in this game, they have different abilities, and you try to get those type of cards that will work together with other cards, so we create different combos. You have some goals. Really fun game, not super complex, but still fun, and a little brain burning when you try to do different combos. It looks great, it looks amazing, it's a beautiful game. In solo you play against Tingen, it's like an automated opponent with different difficulty levels, so the solo mode works really well. A very surprising game for me, because when I looked at the box, when I look at the photos, and when I read about this game, okay, an expedition with different funny looking creatures that you try to catch, I thought, okay, maybe it's not for me. But after I played this game, I said, I have to say it's really, really amazing game. Euro worker placement tableau building game. I know that the publisher Bad Comet Games, they plan an expansion for this game, so it should be again on the crowdfunding, probably on crowdfunding this year. So yeah, pretty cool game. Definitely check it out if you like beautiful, clever, not too complex, but still intelligent games. So number 4 is Wondrous Creatures. So my number 3 is The Lord of the Rings, Fate of the Fellowship. It's a game based on the pandemic system, but in Lord of the Rings skin, and this is something that you may think, okay, they made another pandemic, but this time it's Lord of the Rings, but they made Star Wars pandemic in the past, Ancient Rome pandemic, and they made Warcraft pandemic, so what's fun about this game? Okay, it's in a way based on the pandemic system, especially in this way that at the end of each player turn, the game tries to defeat you, the game adds more enemies, more negative events in the game, and you are trying to survive. But the coolest thing about this game is that it's they made the Lord of the Rings theme so great in this game. You can, every character, every ability of each character, the Nazguls, moving on the map, on the Middle Earth map, and you playing as Frodo, Sam, and other characters from the Lord of the Rings. You are trying to reach Mordor and destroy the One Ring. It's so damn amazing. When you play this game, you feel like you're inside Lord of the Rings. Even though this game doesn't have any story elements, it doesn't have any fancy plastic miniatures, it's just basically wood and the map and some cards. Okay, you have the Nazguls, they are plastic miniatures, but that's it. It's a very modest game, you would say, in today's standard. No Kickstarter, no 20 boxes of add-ons and expansions, and it's so great. Okay, maybe I'm not very. I'm a fan of Lord of the Rings, so maybe I'm not very. I'm a little biased by the story and by the theme of this game, but still, I think it's a great strategy, adventure, even war game, because you have all those armies and you have also to gather armies and you have to defeat forces of of evil. So great game, even though it's pandemic, is a great game, and one of the best, I would say, one of the best Lord of the Rings games. Okay, some people will say, yeah, but you have, the Lord of the Rings, the card game. I know, but I only bought it a few days ago and I didn't have a chance to play it. But from all those Lord of the Rings games that I played, I would say that the Fate of the Fellowship is one of the best. So amazing game. Everyone who plays it says that it, very thematic. You could feel like the characters from the books. So it's great. So my number 3, Lord of the Rings, Fate of the Fellowship. My number 2, not a new game, Escape Plan by Vita Lacerda. I never played this game before, I played it for the first time in 2025. I know it's not the most complicated Vita Lacerda game, and I know it's probably not the most favorite by fans Vita Lacerda games. People always say that they love Lisboa and they love Vinhos and On Mars and other games. What can I say? I fell in love with Escape Plan, and it's, if you ever played Grand Theft Auto video game, GTA, this is like Grand Theft Auto, but in a board game form. You are robbers trying to, escaping from the police, trying to find the money that you have stashed in different places in the city, and you are trying to run away. You have chases, you have cabs, you have helicopters, you have guns, you have, hideouts. It's like playing Grand Theft Auto. Works great in multiplayer when I played it with other people. It works great solo because we play against 2 automats, but they are really easy to use. Looks great, designed by Ian O'Toole in terms of art, created by Vita Lacerda. Not very complex in terms of rules. It's a game that you can really easily explain to other people. So fun game. I can say it's my favorite Vita Lacerda game because my all-time favorite is Speakeasy. Also a game about gangsters and about mobs, but Speakeasy is set in times of prohibition with whiskey, jazz, and Al Capone. More this theme, but Escape Plan is really great. And what's funny is that I had Speakeasy on my top 10 list of 2024. Speakeasy was not released in 2024, but I played the prototype a lot, and prototype was basically a final version of the game. And Speakeasy was on my spot number 2 last year, and this year we have Escape Plan, also from Vital Lacerda, and also on the second place. So this is really fun. But if you'd like something lighter from Vital Lacerda, if you are looking for a fun game that you can play with people, if you like this, all GT Grand Theft Auto theme and setting, and also if you want a game that you can play with 5 people, because Escape Plan can be played with 5, you should definitely get this game. Great Vital Lacerda game. And my favorite game of 2025 is a game that was not released in 2025, not even in 2024, and not even in 2023. I don't remember when. It's Dead Reckoning by John DeClaire, second game from John DeClaire on my list. The other one was Unstoppable, and published by Alderac Entertainment Group. Dead Reckoning is a game about pirates, a 4X game in which you will explore new locations, you will have sea combat with other pirates, you will fight merchants, you will try to look for treasures, you will gain gold, you will sail, you will upgrade your ship and upgrade your crew. Amazing, amazing game. And the story of Dead Reckoning is funny because I bought this game initially in 2023, but it was in late December. I didn't have a chance to play it in 2023. I played it a little in 2024, but not really that much. And 2025 was this year when I really got into Dead Reckoning. I played it multiplayer, I played it solo, and it's amazing. I love this game. Great game. If you play the base game, it's more like a, as I said, 4X Euro game, but you can add some expansions. They are called sagas, and they add this whole like a story, more I would say not RPG, but the storytelling element to the game. There were 4 expansions already released. Get this game, definitely get this game. If you are from the US, you should get this game as soon as you can because this game is available in US without problems. The distribution in Europe is not that great. The best way to buy this game in Europe is to follow a Kickstarter campaign for Dead Reckoning. There were already a few Kickstarter campaigns with the base game and then with expansion. But I don't think you can get this game just in board game stores. But if you are in US, you can get this game on Alderac website. I remember that during Black Friday 2025, this game was so cheap. I think like 40 or 50 bucks for this game and Guild of Merchant Explorers, and for one other game, I don't remember which one, but there was a bundle, so cheap. Great game, great looking game, great pirate games. If you like pirate games, if you like 4X games, if you are a big fan of Secret of Monkey Island and Guybrush Threepwood, you need to play Dead Reckoning. Amazing game and my favorite game of 2025. Not released in 2025, but a game I got into in 2025, Dead Reckoning. Let me know in the comments, what are your favorite games, what are your top 10 games of 2025, games that were released in 2025, or games that you played for the first time last year. I really like reading your top 10s. Follow me on YouTube, click the like button if you like this video. You can follow me on different social media, on Facebook, on Instagram. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sorry I didn't publish it earlier, in December maybe. I've seen some content creators that already published top 10 videos at the start of the December. But I really wanted to play all the games that were released here in Poland in 2025, like Old King's Crown was released in December here in Poland, so I also wanted to play it properly. That's why my top 10 is released in January. But I hope you like the video. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye!